This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Forest River Salem Cruise Lite model 273 QB XL. Okay, so this isn't a floor plan video, this is not a sales video, it's just a basic how-to video. I just show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So, here we are in the door side rear, and you can see that right there you have a quick connect for the LP system. You can add a grill to it or whatever you want to connect to it. It just has to be the proper pressure the appliance you're using, of course. And here we have, let's see what we got here. Everything's frozen. Here we have a griddle that you can plug in over here. It comes with the hose, and I'll make sure that's in here. Let me look a little bit. Checking the fridge here. Yeah, so there it is right there. That's the LP hose. You have a sprayer, coiled hose with the sprayer that will fit into your quick connect water here, so you can spray. There might even be another one of these somewhere on the trailer. We won't know till we look around, but of course you get at least one. So that refrigerator is an AC refrigerator, so as soon as you plug in the trailer, it turns on. Now, you have regular scissor type stabilizers here that work with a 3/4 inch socket or a crank, but this has another feature called a strong arm. The strong arm in this case takes out the forward and rearward movement when you're stabilized. So the only thing you have to remember is when you raise it or lower this strong arm, you have to open it or excuse me, loosen this here. Then you would crank it down to where you want it and you tighten it, so it takes the movement out. Before you bring it back up, you want to loosen it again, right? But that's the only thing you really have to know about it, is you have to that T handle there, you have to loosen it every time you raise or lower it. All right. Of course, there's one on each corner of the trailer. This is man, is it cold? This is cable or hook TV hookup plus a power right there. Going to the TV, you got a power awning with an LED strip, outside speakers. Now, this is the vent for your range hood. If you're running the fan in the range hood, there's two tabs here, so you can pull it so the baffle flaps freely. Hopefully you can see that. So whenever you're venting, you want to do that so it vents to the outside. But when you're not, when you're traveling or in storage or whatever, you can just snap it shut. Okay. This, of course, is your water heater. It's empty right now. Keep in mind you have a switch right here in the lower left hand corner, that rocker switch. That controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So keep in mind you got to turn that on to use it on electric. Never run the water heater without water in the tank. That's very important, okay? And also to drain it, you would drain it right here. That's an anode rod / drain plug. It takes an 1/16" socket, a 6-point socket, with about a 6-inch extension and a bar or a ratchet to operate it. So you should always have that with you. Okay, let me just put this back on here. So I can get it back on here. Okay, now this is your fresh water fill. I mean, 9 times out of 10 you use city water. You just hook up the hose and you're all set. In those cases where you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. And also this is the drain for that right there, that gate valve. That's how you drain the fresh water tank. All right. So everything is frozen. Okay, well, I'll work that. We'll look at it from the other side. We just pulled it out here. We're still prepping it for you or getting it ready this morning, but it is cold. Okay. So you got 2 LP tanks with an automatic changeover regulator. This is your power tongue jack here. You got a light plus up and down. If it ever fails, you can pull this off, and there's a way to crank it right there, so you can actually operate it manually if you had to. You got a deep cycle marine battery, and that is your battery disconnect right there. So you're always going to leave it out except maybe when you're in storage, that sort of thing. Okay, let's see if I can get this one to behave here. There we go. So this is just your dump hose there. You can see on the wall, hopefully you can see there are cranks. The small one is for the power tongue jack. You get a socket with a 3/4 inch socket or attachment for a drill, so you can run your stabilizer jacks with it. And that other piece is for the awning. You'll have to read the directions or watch the video if you ever need to operate the awning manually. Okay, in case if something happens to it, it gets hit or something, whatever. So, but the crank for the tongue jack is there, and then the attachment for the power stabilizer is down there. Okay. All right. You have this type of slide out, so you know it's called a Schwintek. People still refer to it as that, although it's been bought by Lippert, and they might call it a Lippert through the wall slide out, but it's people still refer to it as a Schwintek. You can tell by the two gear tracks on each side. Okay, so you got a 30-foot, 30-amp power cord and a reducer to reduce it down to 20. You have your gray and your black tank here. Always dump the black first, which is toilet water and waste, then you dump the gray to kind of wash it out. All right. And if you leave the black tank valve open, you can hook the hose at the dump station right onto here, and it flush the tank out, or yeah, flush the black tank out. It'll clean it out, plus it'll spray out off the sensors, so you get a good solid reading. So that's a good thing to do. And this, of course, is your city water hookup right here. That's the most common way to get water to the trailer. This is just cable and satellite through, and there is your backup camera. Okay. And also, while we're looking up, the manufacturer states you have to inspect your roof every 90 days. So you want to keep in mind that you need to go up there or have somebody go up there. You want to look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get in. Make sure none of the roof attachments were damaged by low branches or that sort of thing, okay? So you just give an inspection. If you see an issue with it, take care of it immediately. So let's go inside, where hopefully it's warmer. We just got that furnace going, so I feel the heat. It's a good sign. All right. Oh, much better. Okay, let me shut this radio off here. Okay, so this is a dimmer switch, so you just have to run your finger over it. Okay. This is telling us it's pre-wired for a solar panel. That's all. This is your monitor panel. So you have your slide room here, right there. Okay, and then this is the power awning. Never leave the awning out unattended. Make sure you always roll it in if you're not going to be at the campsite. You got your inside and outside lights here. Your water pump to pump fresh water out of the tank if you need to. It's also used for winterizing the trailer when you're going to put the antifreeze into the system. Okay, and then this is how you light it on gas, the water heater on gas. I showed you the electric switch. It was in the lower left-hand corner. Remember, always make sure there's water in the tank before you use it. And then, of course, your battery is charged. Fresh water is empty. Black water is empty. Gray is empty. You can see it graduates up in 1/3 increments. It'll light up as it goes. Once it gets past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping your gray and black tanks. Also, I'll show you this when you get here, but this is the rest of your backup camera. This right here is your monitor that goes in your tow vehicle with you. This kind of thing. Okay, keys are hanging right here. Try to get all the snow off my feet here. Now, of course, it has a fireplace. Let me see if I can get this open here. Oh, it was already open. You just pushed it back in here, it looks like. Bear with me. Okay, so this is your remote for your fireplace. Turn it on. So you can set, that's 0, that's off. Low is low fan, high is high fan. So that really kicks out the heat there. You can adjust the look of the flame, like so. You also can do the intensity of it. That's pretty good right there. And it has a timer, so if you want to, you could set the timer to get up or to turn on 20 minutes before you get up in the morning, and it will take the chill out of the trailer. One of the good things about it, it runs on 110 AC, so you won't be wasting, or I shouldn't say wasting, you won't be consuming your LP gas, which you have in limited quantity, of course. So you can instead of running your furnace all the time, you can use this, and it runs on electricity. Okay, this is the remote for your sound here. So basically this has Bluetooth. You can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet. You can stream off this USB right here. Okay, it has an AM/FM radio, and this HDMI here is an in. So once you got a TV hooked up and it's hooked to the TV, if you wanted to have a game machine or a Blu-ray player, you could set it right here and plug it in and go into the front here, right into the system, so you don't have to fiddle around with anything. It just plugs right in. Also, you have two speaker zones here, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. So it has everything you need, along with the remote. Okay. Your range. Remember, first of all, I told you about the range hood venting to the outside, right? So that has a fan, obviously, and a light. All right. So if you're using the fan, like I said, you want to open the baffle on the outside. The microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. Let me just look in here to see what we've got. I don't want to miss anything here. Okay. All right. Okay. So your range, they all work pretty much the same. This is the sparker here. You turn it clockwise to spark it. Now there might not be any gas. Oh, there is. So all right. So you see, I turned it on and sparked it. It lit by turning this clockwise. 3 burners, 3 knobs. And then this was your oven here. Now the oven, all the way at the bottom to the back, there's a pilot light. See, I can spark it for you so you can see it right there. Okay. So what you do is you go to the knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light, and then you depress it. You keep it depressed through this whole procedure. Then with the other hand, you'll spark it till the pilot light down here lights. After it lights, you still hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up. Then you go to operating temperature. It cycles as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Pretty standard stuff. 12-volt DC refrigerator. Always keep it latched so your doors don't get dented. Your furnace is behind that cover right there. This device is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced. If it goes off, obviously you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front and figure out what's going on. This is your thermostat. You just hit the mode bar. I'm not going to do it because it's self-evident, but that's up and down up for temperature, obviously. Then you hit the mode bar. Right now we're on heat, but it'll go to fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor going. It just circulates air. And then you go to cool, which is the air conditioner running. Anytime it gives you an option for fan speed to be auto, always choose auto. It's the best way to run it. This device here is your power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So, let me see if I can get my hand out of here. So, you see, you got regular household type circuit breakers here, and they're all labeled. That's AC, 110 AC. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. These two are masters right here, those 240. So, if you ever get a wild power surge and you lose the DC power, you don't have to look all over the place. Just look right here. That's where it's going to be. Okay. But anyway, these fuses are all labeled. Now, also an important thing about this is when you're plugged in, it's also a battery tender. So it'll sense how much energy your battery up front needs, and it'll send up what it needs. If it's charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up there. Excuse me. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. Okay. You can drop this table down onto these cleats here. Turn this into a bed. Of course, this jackknifes into a bed. You have storage underneath, all that sort of thing. The bathroom, really simple. It's shower works like any other shower. Sink works like any other sink. Keep in mind, this is a GFCI here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through one. I think this trailer probably has 2. I'm sure it does. But so if even the plug on the outside is wired through it. So if you're using it on the outside with a coffee pot or something and it pops, you're going to reset it in here just like you would at home. Okay. Always run the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. And the toilet looks like any other RV toilet. There's the flush pedal there. The black tank is directly below, so it's empty right now. You can never use it empty when it comes to the black tank. So when you pull into the campground, you hook up your power and your water, obviously. Then you'll come inside. Your black tank's empty, so you'll dump 1 dose of chemical in the bowl. You'll step on the pedal and let a gallon of water or so swirl into there, and then you're all ready to use it. The thing is, if you don't have water or chemical in it, the smell will be terrible. Plus, it can get clogged up also. So keep in mind that you always want water in the black tank. Now, if you just push the pedal a little bit, obviously that opens the trap. But you just push a little bit like I'm doing now. You can't really see it, but if you do, water will come swirling out into the bowl. It defaults when you flush into about right here. But if you just slightly touch the pedal, you can fill the bowl as high as you want with water. You just have to do it each time. Okay? All right, back to the bunk room. Nice and warm in here. Okay, so the bunk room. The thing to know is that's an escape window, obviously. You have TV hookups here, plenty of USB charge ports, and this couch jackknifes into a bed. They also fold up, so you got a lot of different configurations. But the bottom line is you can sleep 4 here, so that's a lot of room, or a lot of beds. Okay, so let's go up to the bedroom. Okay, so the bedroom is pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing unique. There's an escape window right there also. The bed pulls up and there's some storage underneath. This is a laundry hamper or a laundry bag here, whatever you want to call it. Put your stuff in. So yeah, it's pretty typical. Okay. So let me look and see if I forgot anything here. I think we're in good shape. So. Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, I want to remind you that the manufacturer says inspect the roof every 90 days. That's important. People don't inspect the roof enough, generally speaking. Also, this trailer is winterized right now, so it's all set for the winter, obviously. So, okay, thank you.